Hey everybody, happy Saturday to you. Welcome to another airing of Grievances with Robert Grieve. I'm Eric Reamer, and we are super glad that you are here. Now listen, if this is your first time here, we want to say welcome, and we invite you to click the subscribe button and the notification bell. That lets you know that every time we come on with a new episode, you're invited to join us. We do a premiere every Saturday morning at 9:30 in the Mountain Standard Time Zone, and that simply means that you can join us. We will chat with you as we watch the first viewing of the episode together. And then if you're an old timer, thank you.
Thank you.
We're super grateful for each and every one of you who not only tune in every week, but who share this video, because the information that we're giving every week is critical to your understanding. Should you ever need the services of a body shop or a collision center, you will have this as a resource to you to know all the moving parts and what's going on.
The truth.
It is the truth, and that's really what we're going to talk about today, is what to expect if you have need for the services of a body shop. If you need to call up a shop and say, hey, look, I got into a little fender bender, or I think my car needs a tow truck, you need to know what to expect when you call the body shop and what they will likely say to you. And so, Rob, I'll turn it over to you.
All right, so when you have to make first contact with a collision center these days, and if you call several of them, you'll notice differences, and we're going to talk about a little bit of that today. But when you're making contact with a collision center these days, you've been taught, I need an estimate.
Sure.
And today, with the way vehicles are made and the complexities and how their bumpers cover so much stuff, it's more of a guesstimate if you're going to get anything. You really don't know what's going on with the car until you bring it inside the shop, disassemble parts of it, and do some pre-measuring and scan the system and all the rest of that stuff. So
Sure.
It's really more of, instead of I need an estimate, you're calling and interviewing places as to where you'd want to bring your vehicle.
Gotcha.
And you're using the estimate as a way to get information.
Okay.
So for us today, we decided to bring in our expert at doing this, and talk about some of the things that you can expect. So I'd like to introduce John Groome.
Hey, John.
Who's our general manager here. One of your first contacts if you were to be dealing with us. But we want to talk about some of the things to expect either when you make that phone call or when you arrive. And again, here, John is going to be one of those first people that you talk to under normal circumstances.
Yeah.
And John, we ask a lot of questions, don't we?
We do. We ask a lot of questions.
So when somebody comes, oh, by the way, if somebody comes in, how many forms do they fill out?
When they first come in?
Yeah.
None. Having conversation.
It's not like a doctor's office where before you get to talk to anybody, you got 50 papers to fill out?
No.
Life history and all the rest of that?
None.
Wait a minute. I just got to ask the question for the audience. Is that normal?
For other shops, I think, but not for
Yeah,
Nylund.
for other shops,
Right.
they make you fill out a form before you ever have a conversation.
At least
right?
one form.
Right.
Yeah, you don't do that here.
Right.
And we never actually have you fill out any forms. We do have you sign an authorization when you drop the vehicle off so that
Right.
we can work on the vehicle. We have permission to work on it and all the rest of that.
Correct.
But we don't ask you to ever fill out any forms, right?
We do not.
We ask the questions. We put the information into the system of what we need.
Right.
And so what are, your guest comes in, and by the way, when you're here, you're one of our guests. You're not just a customer. You're not just somebody with a wrecked car. You are our guest. And we approach it in such a fashion. And John has a lot of questions that he asks. And give us a couple of them.
Well, I mean, first off, when you're coming to Nylund, you're at a body shop. You're not in the greatest place anyways at that point in time. So the first thing is to make sure everybody's okay is our first question. And there's a story behind everybody. Everybody's got a story. What happened? We need to figure out what happened with the accident. How many people were in the vehicle? How many child seats were in the vehicle? There's a lot of questions that go into asking the right questions so we can determine the amount of the impact, where the impact was at, and who was all involved.
And the positioning of people inside the vehicle, there could be some damage around those areas, or we always check the seat belts anyway.
Right.
But if we know somebody was sitting there, there may be some different approaches that we take.
Right.
Tell me, car seats?
Car seats, yes.
What about car seats?
Car seats need to be replaced if a car's been involved in an accident.
Wow.
Most of the insurance companies won't even talk to you about that.
Or ask that question.
Or even ask that question.
I had no idea that if you have a car seat in an accident, it has to be replaced.
It has to be replaced.
Even if there's no apparent damage?
No apparent damage.
Wow.
Full-size car seats need to be replaced. It's all about the safety of making sure that these people are going to be able to be safe driving their vehicle once it's been repaired.
And so how many times has an insurance company said, no, we're not replacing the car seats?
None.
They would never do that. I mean, we're talking about a child, we're talking about a safety system.
Right.
They may not ask you if there was any car seats involved.
Right.
But we're gonna get that information from you and help you through that process.
Right. And I'm sure they didn't ask how many occupants were in the car at the time. That's the biggest thing as well, too.
Okay, so we take a consultative approach. Would you say that that's...
Yes.
And so when you come in, yes, you're going to go out and look at the car, take some photos, and gather as much information as you can. And then you're going to go sit in the office together and have a chat.
Yes.
What do you chat about?
We start having conversation of who's the insurance company, if there's even an insurance company that's involved. The level maybe of the insurance company that may be handling the claim. What that's going to look like. What kind of conversation we're going to have with the insurance company. How long this is going to possibly take. Them denying, delaying, and all that.
When you say them denying and delaying, you're talking about certain insurance companies.
Yes.
But not all insurance companies.
Not all insurance companies.
But some insurance companies, their tactic is to deny the claim or parts of the claim.
Absolutely.
And then to delay to the point where you can't stand it anymore and you throw up your hands and say,
I give up.
Let's just do it.
Yep.
And we'll be with you all the way through that, so that doesn't
All the
happen.
way. Yes.
We're not going to let them do that to you.
Okay. Absolutely.
So it's an education process.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah. We just want to educate you of what's going to be happening. I mean, they would love nothing more for you to take your car to a select shop and just drop off the keys and not get any type of information of what happened during the accident.
Yeah.
And get your car fixed, not even probably even update you through the repair process.
A select shop, for those of you who are not familiar with the terminology, simply means that it's a shop that has a partnership with that particular insurance company. And they sometimes call them preferred shops. They'll guide you in, they'll say you have a free choice, but if you want to get it done quickly, if you want to get it done less expensive, we'll guide you to one of our select or preferred shops. Gotcha.
So, for today, I wanted to introduce you because you're a critical part of the team here and the one that really knows how these conversations go. It's a very easy, relaxed atmosphere. We want to help you through the process. Whether you choose us or you choose a different place, we're here to help you through the whole thing and answer your questions. And even if you went someplace else and you still have questions, we're here for you.
Right.
To give us a call and send us over an estimate, let us take a look at it and tell you what we think. Or once you're introduced to us, we're here for you.
Absolutely.
And, that's just one of the things that I wanted to highlight. Other than that, and introducing you, I just wanted to talk about, what you might want to expect, and that it's really when you're calling a body shop to decide, you're doing some research online, you're actually speaking to them, you visit the place. Oh, wait, as far as visiting goes, Do you offer tours?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Tours of the shop? You
Tour
bring
of the
people
shop.
into the
Yep.
shop?
I want to see what's going behind the scenes, what happens behind the scenes.
Great.
You know, so, yeah.
And that's an important thing because you can tell a lot by just how clean and organized the shop is as to how they're going to be handling your repair on your vehicle as well. So
Absolutely.
there's lots of little things that you should pay attention to should you have to start interviewing some shops to get your car repaired properly.
Yeah, I like that you say that it's really kind of an interview process, Rob. And John, you've always made it so much easier for people when they come in because you have that sense of when you're here, you're family. You're our guest in the home, if you will. Right. And, you know, you're talking about the tours. We give so many tours that sometimes we see two tours going on at the same time.
Right.
But I think the thing that I like the most personally about the tours is as you go through and you show the paint department or you show the detail department or whatever, you introduce the guest who has not paid us a dime at this moment.
Or even committed to anything.
Right? To the people, our staff, who would be working on their car should they decide to come to us. Yeah. And I think, again, the big thing here, the big takeaway, Rob, is that this is a different type of environment than what many places offer all around the country, right? And it's not to say that ours is the only way to do it or even better than others. What it is to say is we empathize with the fact that you've had a traumatic experience. Yep. Your car is likely to be your second most valuable investment, period, and you want it done right. And that's kind of, you know, these questions, these answers, this conversation is how we get there.
We got to educate. The big thing is educate. The consumer doesn't know. They don't know. And that's what we're here to do, is to educate. Educate as much as we possibly can.
And that's the purpose of this series as well.
And you're a rock star at it.
Thank
You're a rock star at it.
Thank you.
All right, guys, that's it for today's Airing of Grievances. We want to say thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you. If you would, share this with your friends and family on social media. Just grab the link and send it off to your social media outlets. And if you have a question for us, any question whatsoever, just go ahead and put it in the comment section below. We'll answer it. And again, it's our privilege to be here. Have a great rest of the Saturday.
Cheers.